Welcome to your #1 edutainment show in Africa. One-stop show where we talk about business, politics, entertainment, and all the nonsense that eventually add up to make sense in our lives. This is the Ijay Show with me, Ijay. Our guest today is a business guru. He has sat in different business boards in Nigeria, in and outside Nigeria. He's a world-renowned, well-traveled business speaker. He's a coach, mentor, and entrepreneur. He's the father to many young businesses growing up in Nigeria and beyond today. I am talking about no other person but Mr. Ubong King, a.k.a. the troublemaker.
And they feel like, 1, 2, 3, 4, Well, misconception is a personal thing. Anybody can use a name for anything. And that's why the Hangout is primarily important for the success of maintaining the brand, the troublemaker. Now, some values about the troublemaker is ethics. One, we are ethical, we are strong there, and we are determined in there. I tell everybody, because we need to, if we are going to change the future, we need to start with the young minds in here. The way the young minds today, they have a lot of defeatist mentality. So we are meant to trouble that defeatist mentality, that depressing mentality, that frustrating mentality, that relegated mentality. Now you have young men killing themselves, young men, joining secret cultism, young men getting involved, even the ladies are involved in prostitution and all that. Why do they have to? Because they don't see a future. And I tell them that Jerry Rawlings, the president of Ghana, was 32 years old when he became a president. He was just a flight lieutenant when he became a president in 1979, June 4. He became a president at the age of 32 because he wanted to see progression. The only way to challenge the status quo is for you to face it head on. The Bible says that a lion does not turn his back on any fight in there. Why I say that is that if you check our young men now, a lot of them have complaints. They are not making it, they are not successful because their fathers have not helped them. So there's this dependency mentality that you are waiting for your father to die so you can inherit his car, inherit his house and everything. That's wrong. You should do more than what your father has done, more than what your grandfather. Henry Ford III said, if I'm not interested in who my grandfather was, I'm interested in who his grandson will be. It's a responsibility issue in there. To join the military anywhere in the world, at the age of 17, you can join with your father or your mother's consent. But 18, you don't need their consent. So that means the age to decide any man's future is the age of 17, 18. And that's why it is important we direct it positively. If they are not directed positively, they will go south. They will go south. It's possible that people can, abuse the name. It's also possible that people can progress the name. The Hangout, long term, is that we're having different Hangouts. And let's find out, how do we solve problems in here? I was checking online today. They are now doing edible plastic bottles in here. Now, if you want to drink water in here, you just pick it up, you eat it with the bottle. That's what it is. Yes, it's now in vogue. It's already things that are making. So we can't wait anymore, and we need to get aggressive. And Africa has 1.2 billion youth, 2 billion in population, and 60% of this population are youth in there. So we must be able to direct them. We must be able to push them to where we want them to be. That's what we want to do in the Troublemakers guy.
Wow, that's interesting. Is there really a criteria to be a member of the TMG, that's the Troublemaker gang?
There's no criteria. You just need to be ready to learn, ready to study, and ready to make mistakes. In there, yes.
To make mistakes.
Yes, because at the age of 20, you should try your hand on things in there and make mistakes. The only way you learn is by making mistakes in there, and that's why it is critical for you to make mistakes in here. You can't learn without making mistakes in here. Every successful man has made so many mistakes and has failed a lot in there. So if we want people to succeed tomorrow, they should start learning to make mistakes now.
Okay, at least I've been in one or two of your hangouts and I saw the number of persons that that came in, and there was one particular guy that really caught my attention. He wasn't in this age category that you have mentioned, between the 17 and the 40, age group. So I'm wondering, is this troublemaker thing, can it go beyond the 40-year-old?
Yes, it can go beyond the 40-year-old, but the truth about a generation is 40 years. Yeah, okay. So anybody that is 40 years and above is one generation gone. Yes, so what I try to do is to invest in the past, in the future, not the past. So if I begin to invest in someone that is 42, 43, 44, that's investing in the past. So I prefer to invest in the future. Anybody that is 14, 15, 16, they will come up to 40. So imagine adding 20 years from somebody who is 20, the person becomes 40. But you add 20 years, someone who is 20 is 40, 60. Yeah, so.
All right. My next question will be, first of all, this means that you are now a mentor to a whole lot of people. That's about 50 million youth.
That's where I'm targeting. I'm not yet up to 50 million.
Yes, yeah. In the making, about 50 million youth in the making. Now, one of the challenges we have with mentors and mentees are there's this gap between them. Okay, so a lot of people want to be mentored by you. Some have only read about you, some have only seen you on social media, and some have been privileged like myself, to sit under you. Is there a way of checkmating this troublemaker gang? That's their capone now, checking on his supporters. Is there a way of checkmating them? Okay,
first of all, the troublemaker gang, because now it sounds as if it's a gang. It's not a gang. It's just people who have decided to challenge themselves. Some people I don't know.
Yes, of course.
I don't know who they are. There are people that just like the idea that, look, inside them they have the potentials of coming out of this failure mindset. And once somebody has tasted success, he doesn't want to go back to failure.
At all.
I'll give you a classic example. There's a young man who, wanted to commit suicide. And he asked a lady, what is there any one reason that I should not commit suicide? The woman said, I'll go to hell. And he explained to her that his condition right now is worse than hell. And by the time he finished explaining to her, because his father is dead, his mother is dead, he had gotten into nocturnal activities, and it was a mess. The boy was in a mess in there. He was smoking Indian hemp. He was in a mess in them. Next thing, the woman started crying and said, before you commit suicide, go and speak to my sister. They went to meet the sister, and they had the same issue again. That one said, before you commit suicide, go and speak to this particular gentleman. If after you listen to him, you still want to commit suicide, let the blood be on me. That's what she said. So me, I was tired, and I was about to close my office that day, 18th of December 2013. And I said, okay, no problem. That the boy said, I said, okay, put him in a car that had air conditioner in Ojota. Let him come to Lekki. Let there be air conditioner in that car, because there's a way poverty can hit you that you will think of committing suicide. Now, all the nocturnality we have in the country is because of hunger. If you sort out a man's stomach issue, he will not steal. And that's why hunger too is also a gift from God. But you must direct the hunger in the right direction. My plan was, he becomes, I'll give him 50,000 naira. Let him go and spend it. That was my plan. Let the AC cool his brain. When I sent him my text and he saw my name, he started crying. So they asked him why. He said, all the 2 weeks he had been praying, at the end of each prayer, asking God for forgiveness for what he's about to do. One is, my name flashes. And I prayed a prayer once, and that prayer was, Father, if anybody asks you to help him, give him my address. I did not know that what I'd asked for had come earlier than I expected. So right now, I'm responsible and accountable to what people who look up to me. I cannot talk anyhow. I cannot misbehave anyhow. I went to Ghana recently, and I was on a table with some of my mentees in there, and one wanted to eat. He had gone to the buffet. He picked a spoon and a fork to eat rice and meat. So I had to stop him, and I told him, take the fork on your left hand take the knife on your right hand, take your hands off the table and show him how to eat. One started speaking in a vernacular. Every other person there could not speak that language. I said it is unethical for you to speak in a foreign language on a table where there are people from different languages. Speak a universal language, speak English. So what I teach people is character and determination. A good name is better than lousy riches. The integrity of the righteous shall uphold him. Once you have a character defect, you are not me. There is nothing like form, so it's not like a gang. There's nothing like, registration. It's not like induction. You are the one that will say that I was born to win. You are not a child of mistake. You are going somewhere. So go and become it. Everybody that was born of a woman first had a fight in the mother's womb. There were over millions of sperm cells released, but you won the race. So you were born a winner. So why would you accept failure at this age? That's what the troublemaker is all about. To teach you how to win and not to fail.
That's interesting. Okay. Troublemaker. I am glad you've been able to clear the airways, because a lot of people truly do not understand what this troublemaker is all about. All right, so it's just about troubling that thing which troubles you.
Yes.
Making sure that where you call your comfort zone is truly not a comfort zone. And then you have a lot of reasons to want to still continue life. There are lots of things that you can still do, and not just for the fact that you think you have. Because some other problem we have is that a lot of us think that we have arrived at a particular spot where we are, so we don't see any reason going forward. What we have is for me,
and me alone,
and me again. Now this is yes. You want to add something? Please go ahead. Your feet.
But you see, that's where understanding, if you follow the pattern, when the children of Israel left Egypt, 2 tribes had gotten to their destiny, to their own destination before the Red Sea, before their crossover. And so God told them is that let those ones that had gotten to their own home, let the men leave their women and come and help the other 10 to fight and get to their destination. Another scripture in Peter says, after you have entered your rest, go and help the others enter their rest. If God has settled me, my responsibility back to God is to help another young man find his rest. And that's why I have to leave my comfort zone, leave my opulence, and come down and tell a young man that, look, you have the opportunity to make it, and by God, make it. If you cannot fly, run. If you cannot run, walk. If you cannot walk, crawl. But by God, do something. Don't sit down and fold your hands and give up. I will shake you till you come out.
Well, I don't think I should say anything more. You probably just round up this program for us.
Troublemaker is a human being. My name is Ubong King. I'm a father of 4, a husband to 1 in there, and I live a happy life. I read a lot, and I'm someone that is very, very curious about anything, especially on success. I like to find out why people fail. I like to find out why other people succeed in there. I'm a gentleman. I like music. I like discoveries. I like to predict what the future would give us. I like to see what people are making. I like to see how converting opportunities, looking at what makes people win. That's what I'm all about in here. I like my house. Yeah, my house. I'm free. There's no guard anywhere.
Yeah.
There. So I'm just chillax, relax.
And you're also adventurous. From
the
pictures that I've seen.
I love
very
adventure. I love adventure. I've actually tried to. I've done skydiving now to do next.
That's the next thing on your bucket list.
Troublemaker is going to skydive.
Come back alive.
I will.
Come back alive, because there are a lot of people who are waiting. You don't go and just end the trouble. Just up there. Just please come back alive.
I will come back.
Okay. It's been an awesome time chatting with you in the studio once again. I'm looking forward to having you over and over and over and over again. Thank you so very much for the mindset that you have changed, the rubbish that you have corrected in our mindset, and thank you for helping us trouble our trouble.
Thank you.
If you want to get out of trouble.
The
Yeah.
only way to get out of trouble is to enter the trouble.
Yes, and nothing starts until you start. Please, this conversation does not end here. It continues. If you want to have him trouble your trouble, please go to our social media page. Subscribe on YouTube at DAP TV Nigeria and Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Follow the Ijay Show. Until next time when we come your way, please have an Ijay Show.
Well done, sir.
Bye-bye.
Hey, say 1, 2, 3, 4 and hey, 1, 2, 3, 4 and this is the troublemaker.